as the consumers. The consumers
Right.
also raise it, because that I love one thing about watching the Dave Chappelle special, and he was saying, you know what, now I'm gonna go to my real bosses, and his real boss was the audience, and he said, I'm asking you guys who are the consumers to not purchase or participate in this, and so that's the same thing. We didn't as well. We are the real bosses and are the machine,
Right.
you know.
Do me a favor. On your platform, and again, I'm so humble and blessed to be on your platform. Do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
The same platform that you have right now and what you're doing right now, I don't even think you realize Rock Truth Radio stands for more than just Rock Truth Radio. Here's the difference with what you're doing culturally. You're talking about building a whole bunch of people that's looking at your show and looking at the sisterhood and brotherhood that you bring forth every single show. And it's showing them subliminally, this is how you work together.
Yeah.
This is the bridge you build for other people to cross over back and forth. That's the kind of platform that we need. That's the kind of positive energy that we need. If it's not for your show, how will younger people have first off a blueprint to follow and something to look forward to, and to say, I don't really want to do the rest of that stuff that everybody else is doing. I need a show that is indicative of who I am. And that's what Rock Truth is all about. So I'm so humbled to be on your platform.
Thank you. And we're humble to have you. And I'm sorry, just one last minute and I'll let everybody else talk. But thank you for that. And just like you said, you stand independent. So do we. We are not, willing to do anything for any money. We're not willing to compromise anything. If we got to put in the work, we'll put in the work before we compromise ourselves and the God that we serve. But we don't need that. We're not here for that. We're here for his namesake solely. And so I'm so grateful that you've taken, again, the time to turn and see us for who it is that we are. That was, I'm trying not to cry, Will.
All right. Welcome to Rock Truth Youth. Yo, Jete, what's new? I can't hear you. Oh, because you're still muted. Just a moment. Now you're unmuted. All right.
Look, I'm like, wait, I know I checked my volume.
Yeah, no,
welcome, everybody. What's up, King Will?
Who? Me?
King Will, what's up?
King Will? I don't know if I ever heard anyone call me King Will. I mean, I've been called King, but King Will, that's okay.
Listen, bitch, your name behind it.
I see that. Oh my gosh. Y'all have.
How are you doing?
I am not doing well. I am not well at all. Mentally, I am a mental wreck. Let me explain.
Look tired.
The past hour has been me trying to get my internet working. Okay, first and foremost, right? So in the last 30 minutes, I figured it's not going to happen. Let me go to Starbucks. So I get to Starbucks. Starbucks Wi-Fi wasn't reaching me. It was just like in the parking lot, it wasn't working. So
access denied.
Oh my gosh. So I was able to get the link made and able to kind of like sit there for a second and chill. But other than that, and then at 4:59, my wife calls me and says, hey, the Wi-Fi is working now. Come home. So I dart home to push this button. So I am mentally just like, and you know what I realized today? I am a stubborn human being.
You're not alone.
I refuse to allow this show not to go on. I refuse. I will do whatever it takes.
Listen, come on, Dave. And we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yeah, because I'm not supposed to be on the night show at all. It's supposed to be you and what's that girl named Morris.
He said, what's that girl?
Yeah, I'm upset. I'm gonna find out what's going on.
We don't worry. We're gonna get you lunch one day. We're gonna make it out. Listen, I appreciate you sitting virtually next to me in the seat. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And listen, I know that I've been stressed out by that Wi-Fi. You already know. That for the first 4 or 5 weeks, it had me up here. It was time. I ain't gonna lie. One time, it kicked me off like every 2-3 minutes, and I ain't gonna lie, I didn't come back. I just didn't come back. I said because I feel it rising up in my spirit, and I'm not gonna let this Wi-Fi take me to a place that I'm not supposed to be.
Right.
Hello, Selena. Hello, Ty. How are you guys?
Selena over here laughing at me. I'm okay. All right.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. And then it's like, especially when it's something important, but let you just be on, scrolling through social media. Then it want to let you be great. I'm trying to do kingdom business.
Yeah. Well, that helps you understand that what we're doing is for God, and you best believe that everybody else gonna try to stop it.
Listen, he'll come through your Wi-Fi.
All of it. He in there.
For real.
It is a reason they call him the Prince of the Air. Come on now. He has some authority in this world. And at least until the second coming of Christ, he got his hands on it. So y'all better believe he can do what he gonna do. He ain't gonna win, but he can still operate.
Right. Listen. He gonna try though. He definitely fighting. Like you said, he not gonna win, but he out there. Yeah. He out there.
He is out there. He's going to try very, very, very hard to make it as difficult as possible to see what you're gonna do. This is what Job went through.
Yes.
This is what Job went through. He said, you know what? I'm gonna send. Go ahead, go mess with Rtry. Let's see what you can do with them. See if they give up.
Yeah.
See if they give up.
Listen, because I'm gonna keep it. Listen, it's funny you said that. I'm not even lying, right? After week after week after week, I'm like, come on. I said, maybe I ain't supposed to be here. Maybe, you get to messing with your mind, like, well, maybe this is a sign, maybe this. I'm like, because if I was out here trying to do something I have no business, like I said, it would be on point. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm not lying. I have not had my kids be on virtual school. We got the Fire Stick popping every day, all day long. My Wi-Fi does not act like that to that extent. And I'm like, what is going on? And like I said, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
Listen, I said, but yeah, like he said, it's like you said, it's like he will play on anything. Cause I started like, well, what is going on? But glory be to God. Are we frozen? Well, okay, all right. Well, it looked like Brother Wills is frozen as we speak. So while we wait for him to come back on in, we are going to do our word of the week. And our word of the week, I chose confidence. And I have a little reading, and it says confidence. Okay, here we go.
Here I am. Okay. Hey, what I tell you? The devil works. The devil works.
Listen. It's okay. So it says confidence means feeling sure of yourself and your abilities, not in an arrogant way, but in a realistic, secure way. Confidence isn't about feeling superior to others. It's a quiet inner knowledge that you're capable. Feel secure rather than insecure. And so with that being said, we want to encourage you all to have confidence first in God and then in who he created you to be, knowing that he has already equipped you with everything you need right inside of you to be awesome and to do amazing things in life. If you are on this earth, you were created by God, and he created us all. It said fearfully and wonderfully, and he had a great plan for all of us. So you are capable of doing anything that you set your mind to according to his will. Don't ever watch how you speak about yourself, even in your mind, because I had to think that. I had to learn that. Yeah. To even how do I think about myself? Yeah. You know what I mean? And to know that, listen, the word says that you can do all things through Christ who gives you strength. So as long as that's your source, listen, you unstoppable in Jesus' name. Okay.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll tell you something about and it's something I've preached constantly, especially to my children and my wife. How you perceive yourself is how you're going to operate in this world. If you perceive yourself as smart, you may not be the smartest, but at least you are giving yourself the perception, hey, I'm smart, I'm this, I'm that. You know, where in the Bible did it ever say try? No. It says that I am, right? When you ask God who he is, he says I am. He don't ever say, well, you know what? I could be a great God. No, he says I'm a great God. He just put it up. I am a great God. He don't ever say, well, I could be loving. No, he just says I'm loving, right?
Right.
So you be those things. You express to yourself and express to others. I am great. I am your friend. I am your love. I am what I need to be, because that's what God has called me to be. And once you start perceiving that more often and pursuing that more often, guess what you're doing? You're pursuing the kingdom of God. And that's exactly what he asks us to do. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. You start doing all that.
These other things. Yep.
Guess what? Everything else comes into place. And
exactly.
It's as simple as that. We just don't want to do. We feel like, oh, if I pursue that, that's gonna mess up my what I got going on. I don't really care what you got going on. Because it shouldn't be about you in the first place. It should be about God. Yeah. It should be about God, especially if you're gonna believe in him.
Right. And whatever he have you do gonna be dope anyway. That's the thing. Like, and I'm not gonna lie. I remember, because it's like, we pray, Lord, let your will be done. And I ain't gonna lie, like, once upon a time, I'd be like, oh, like, I wonder what it is. Like, and I'd be skeptical because I'm like scared. Like, what if it ain't, And then it was like, I was like, listen, you're talking to God. Anything that whatever his will is, that it's amazing. It's not like, it can't be something whack. It can't be something lame. Like, and so I had to be like, and because like I said, it was so funny. Like, I'd be like nervous, and I'd be like, oh, do I really? But let me say it because that's what I'm supposed to say. And I was like, girl, like, God ain't gonna do nothing whack in your life. What are you doing?
He's not.
Like, get your mind right.
The moment you agree with God is the moment that he starts doing in your life the great things that he already said he was going to do. He already said he was going to do it. You gotta agree with the fact that he said he was going to do it.
Right.
We don't want to agree with him. I said this a couple of weeks ago, because something was going on in my life, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the way God was doing what he was doing. But then I realized God never asked us to like what he was doing. He asked us to agree with what he's doing. And guess what? It still worked out for my good.
Right.
I didn't like the way it was going, but guess what? It's God's way, God's will.
Yeah.
So let it be done. I can't change it.
Yeah.
I can't change it at all.
It's funny, and sometimes, just being real, sometimes you gotta pray. Listen, God, help me get on board. I don't like what's going on. But and that's the amazing thing about God. He's not offended when you're honest with him. Like, God, you know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
So I need you to help me.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna be like, and like I tell people, I'm like, he's not some scary. When the Bible says fear, it means respect. How how when you was a kid, you might have did something outside, but when you stepped in the house, you went in there and did it. That type of fear. It's a respect thing. It's not boogeyman, be scared of God. God would never do anything to harm you.
No.
It's not that type of fear. And you know how like people be like, don't question God. No, do not question his will, because like you said, it wouldn't be wise to, because he knows better than. But he has no problem with listening, like, God, but you being real. First of all, he knows already.
That's right.
He already knows.
Yeah.
You're not telling him anything.
Yeah.
You just having a conversation and venting, really, because he already know before you open your mouth. But I would have to be like, listen, God, you know your daughter. You know, your daughter isn't doing well with this. I need you to help me.
Yep. And he will.
And he will. And he will.
Yeah, you just got to sit. You got to be experienced to what he's gonna do. It might hurt. It might hurt. You might cry a little bit. He might push you down. He might even break you in half. But guess what? You still in his hand.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you ever looked at the rod and the staff? Do you know what a rod and the staff is?
I think I've read about it and they kind of explained exactly what it was.
Yeah. And so basically think of it this way. The rod and the staff are two in the same thing. They're meant for guidance and discipline. It's a two-edged sword. And what it does is that it's God's way of showing us that he will break us, but he will hold us together at the same time. He won't just break you and let you go. He'll break you and hold you so that you understand that in the breaking, you're still blessed.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Listen, when you said sometimes you even cry.
Yeah.
When I tell you, I'll be 38, Lord willing, in July. Okay. And in December, I went through a situation, and I mean, I reverted back to teen. I was pouting. I'm like, I'm for real. I was pouting. I'm like, God, I don't understand. Like, I mean, I was tore up.
Yeah.
And it was like, and he was asking me to give something up, and I did not understand, because I'm like, now if it was a bad thing, and not that that'd be easier for us, but if it was a bad thing, I could have understood it. Okay, well, I ain't got no business having this anyway. Right. So, you know, but because it was not a bad, I'm like, I don't understand this. It looks like this, and that. And I'm like, you know, God, no disrespect, but why would you even allow me to experience such a thing to pretty much do me like Abraham and be like, okay, you've been waiting for 37 years, now give it here. I was like, and I'm not going to lie, and I kept, and I'm in my prayer corner, and I'm over and over and over. It's like, you can keep coming, but I already said what I said. You may keep coming. My answer is not going to stay, you know, it's not going to change. And I eventually, and again, I didn't do it immediately. I would be a liar. It probably took me like 3 months.
Come on.
To finally say, you know what? It's for my good. I do not understand why, but I know that you would not ask me to do something that is not to my benefit.
Absolutely.
So I was like, here you go. And I even heard, like, what if it's a test of trust? Yes, you've been waiting on this thing, but what if it's just, do you trust me?
Come on.
Okay. And that's what it was with Abraham. Yeah. He never intended for him to kill his son, but it was just like, do you trust me?
Yep.
So I was like, God, you got me. You got me.
Sit back.
I started asking God. I said, God, help me with sweet surrender, because surrender don't feel good. I said, please, sweet surrender. But I'm not lying. I mean, I cried and I pouted.
It can be rough. It can be rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
All for good.
I know the feeling. Trust me, I know the feeling. We can spend all day. We can spend all day with what I've gone through, but we're not going to do that today.
Right.
Because I'm hungry. I'm angry.
I'm hangry.
I'm a hungry, sleepy person right now.
So, listen, well, we know that ain't a good place to be, because you be done transformed on us.
Right. Well, you did your they wanted to do nail check. What your nails looking like?
Oh, look. I still got my same nails from last week.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't ever do my nails, so you know the fact that I clean them is good enough.
You got some clean nails.
Okay. I keep my nails. I keep them relatively clean because I can't. That's just gross to me to see that little black line. Ugh.
It's not nice.
I be trying to teach my oldest son that his nails be so grimy. I be like, boy, if you don't clip them things and put some soap on your hands, it's just nasty looking. Right. Use that brush. I bought him a little nail clip thing and everything. He just won't use it. I'm like, oh my gosh, woo. So yeah. Did you do your you did your word of the day already? And then what was the other thing that you were telling me about? You were saying something earlier. Your celebrity. You want to do that? You want to do that before your guest or after the guest? Because we can bring the guest in.
It's your call.
Because I'm not gonna lie to Miss Imogene. I did no research. So I have no idea who you are.
So I did go on her website and I seen like they do a lot of help and work for single families and things like that. So I did check her.
Okay, cool.
Briefly, I did check out her website.
Yeah,
they do really amazing things. It looks like to help things.
Okay, awesome.
Like different food drives. I did go on a Facebook page.
Right.
There's different stuff that they're about.
Okay, cool. We'll tell you what. Let's bring her in for a few minutes, then we'll take a little break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk to her about it. All right. Yeah. All right, Ms. Imogene Bibbs, everybody. Hi, how you doing?
Hey.
Hello.
So are we first and foremost, are we saying your name right?
Yes, you. Okay. Oh, so you don't remember me from school? I am the Imogene that you went to school with.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes,
I am. You do not look the same. You look.
I closed the gap.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'll work. That'll do it. We'll do it. Wow. Well, hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm still just trying. I'm just trying to picture you, like you were so it was such a long time ago.
Little.
Yeah, we were little. We were. I'm still tiny, so don't.
Yeah.
I just grew the hair out a little bit. So
I see.
Yeah. I promise. You do not look the same. Time has caught us. Yeah. What is this? She a fellow Emersonian. I know she is a fellow Emersonian. Yes, I'm aware. Because Mary was telling me about you, and she was like, "Ain't too many Imogenes out there." And I was like, "Right." I remember Imogene because I went to school we went to school together, and she's like, "Well, you should know who she is." And I'm like, "That don't sound like the same person to me." And she's like, "She used to sing because you was at you were a vocal major, right?" Yeah. Okay, yeah. We didn't hang out with the same crew. That was
I hung out with the art major.
Yeah, I was the art major, so it was certain places that we just didn't hang out in. So
yeah.
Well, how you doing? How are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Wow. It's good. Yeah, it's good seeing you. Good seeing you, vocal major. Tyron, yes, I'm aware that he's a vocal major. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Do you know Ty?
Yeah.
How you know Ty?
From Emerson.
What grade was he in?
He was a year. I think he's in a year under us or 2 years under us.
I don't remember Ty.
Yeah. I knew everybody. So.
Well, yeah, you knew everybody, but I was. Y'all understand? I was a little bit of a hermit crab. I was very, very shy. I didn't talk to a whole lot of people, and if I did talk to them, it was for a very short period of time. So,
yeah.
I'm totally different now. I'm all out. No.
That's good.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm in the house. I don't go outside. I stay inside. When the pandemic hit, I was like, yes, finally. Oh boy. So go ahead, Jate. I don't want to, because
No. So
what?
we are so blessed to have you here. We appreciate you joining us and giving us time. So we're here to highlight you. So tell us about yourself. And
your volume is kind of, I can't really hear you that well.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time hearing you too.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So I was saying welcome. We appreciate you joining us and taking the time out to be with us. Well, don't do this.
It's like all of a sudden it's just like in and out.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird. Here, you know what? Do this. Log out and then log back in.
Gotcha.
And while you're doing that, I'll sit here and chit chat and catch up with Miss Imogene. So, so what's new in your life since graduation?
I was pregnant senior year, so I had my daughter. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know. I kind of hid it for a while until I couldn't.
Okay.
So yeah, that was that. I had my daughter in November of the year that we graduated.
Okay.
And she's 19 now.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, she is out the house. She's off at college at Colorado State in Pueblo.
Okay, I know that feeling.
Yes, I am very happy to be an empty nester.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're happy to be empty nester.
I am. I mean, of course, I cried, but because I had her so young and I'm still young, I was able to start doing a lot of the things that I couldn't do because I became a mother so young. So it had its blessing in it.
Yeah. You back to take?
Yes, sir, I am. So can you hear me?
Yes.
It's weird, and I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know why it happens, but I've noticed if I get a call during a podcast, and of course I'll decline it, but then after that it messes with my sound. So my grandmother called me twice while we've been on here, and even though I declined, I don't know why it messes with my sound as far as you guys hearing me.
Yeah, it's the mic. So whenever you're on your phone, here's just a little tech update. Whenever you're on your phone and we're doing a show, just go to no notifications or do not disturb mode, and that'll keep people from calling you, texting you, and all that other stuff. Which reminds me, let me do that right quick. I forgot to do that myself. Oh boy. So like I said, I didn't do any research on the things that you've been up to since graduation. So tell us about life. Tell us about this business adventure. What's going on with the website?
So just this year in March, I got my paperwork, my 501c3 status for my nonprofit. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. But again, being a single parent, you find it hard to do the things that you want to do because everything that your kid has, you got to make sure you're there and you have to make sure you're number one support. So in between cross country and track and show choir and award ceremonies and after school programs and my baby did a lot. Yeah. I'm so happy she was involved, but I had to put a lot of stuff on hold. So as she got closer to her senior year and then coronavirus hit, really couldn't do anything. So it really gave me that jump start to try to put things into gear. So I started the nonprofit. It's called Mind of a Growing Woman IB. And it came about because I would say since 2012, I would do this hashtag Mind of a Growing Woman IB. And of course, you look at Facebook and you look at all the memories and it shows you different posts that you made. And I saw such growth over the years. And I started thinking about all the things that I went through, love life, my faith, everything, jobs, being a mom, changing how I parent her. And it gave me this vision of you need to name your nonprofit that, because it embodies all of the growth that you've had as a single parent, as a mom, and just growing into being there for her and doing the things that you needed to do from day one until now. And it allows me to just be there for a lot of other single parents, because when I became a single parent at 18, I knew nothing, obviously.
Right.
I didn't know what I was doing. So, I went to my other friends who had kids. So they said, go get on WIC, go get food stamps, go get as much help as you can from the government until you can get on your feet.
Right.
So I did all that. And then as I got a little older, I got better jobs. And then it was like, boom, you got to do everything on your own. You got to pay all bills, your utilities, you gotta pay for food, you gotta pay for daycare. And I'm like,
right.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So no one taught us about budgeting. No one taught us financial literacy. No one taught us about investments. Like, I know for me in my household, and I found this with a lot of my other friends, our parents just said, go to work, do good, pay your bills, retire in 30, 40 years.
Yep.
Well, we can't do that in our generation.
Nope.
It's not an option.
No, it is not.
We don't even know if Social Security is even going to be there when we retire.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm learning all of these things as I'm growing up into an adult and being a parent on my own. So these are the things that we provide to the single parents in our organization. Okay. So basically, if you have been denied government assistance or you've been kicked off because you're trying to better yourself as they tell you to do, we provide them with housing according to their income. We provide them with daycare. We source out and give them the resources to go for other things that we cannot provide right now, such as the psychological counseling. Because I can tell you, there were many days where I just wanted to pack up my bags and just disappear. Yeah. Because it got that hard. I mean, you think that you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, and no one tells you about the struggles. No one tells you that the father is just going up and bounce, and there's nothing you can do about it but go home and make sure you take care of that kid. Yeah. Wow. So, and it takes a toll on you psychologically. Like, it really messes with you. Not to mention a lot of the women who go through postpartum depression and don't even know they're going through it. I mean, thank God I didn't experience that, but I know a lot of my friends that did. Right. And hearing their stories about that and knowing that they didn't have the resources to go and talk to someone, it breaks my heart. So we provide all of that information, financial literacy, budgeting. We actually help them with applying for higher education, filling out the FAFSA, applying for scholarships. Like, we help them with everything to get them to the next level. If they want to start a business, we teach them how to do those steps. We teach them how to become homeowners. So it's all in preparation of getting to that next level of economics and getting them out of that level of poverty. Mm-hmm. So that's what we do here at Mind of a Growing Woman IV. Wow. Yeah.
Now you said something about that, because I'm a man and I really don't understand stuff that, some of the stuff that goes on with women, if that's obvious. What is postpartum? What do you call it? Postpartum
depression.
Right. So what is that?
It's just basically it's when chemicals in your body it switches. So after you have a child, of course, the woman goes through a lot of stuff, a lot of changes in her body when they're pregnant. Right. Emotions are up and down. You're hungry, you're irritable, you're in pain. I mean, some women love being pregnant. Some women just love having another person growing inside them.
She's like, who is these people?
I mean, do you have children?
I have two. I have a 13 and a 15-year-old, and I'm not going to say it's the worst thing, but I don't know about all that. What they're talking about.
I feel you. Yes, it wasn't. I didn't like it. I was so young, and my body was going through all these changes, but I didn't understand why one day I would wake up and I was irritated. And the next day I was just as happy as could be, But those are the things that you go through when you're pregnant. Your body goes through a lot of changes, and it's a lot of chemical changes. And then once you have that child, you don't always go to normal. And that's You go to it's literally depression.
Yeah.
You cannot function normally. You try to put on a face, and it's so hard. Some days you really, a lot of times, a lot of women, they want to kill themselves, and it gets that deep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know it.
Postpartum depression there are like really intense sometimes, because like you have, like you said, like women who want to commit suicide, and some women don't want to hold their baby, they don't want to care for their baby, and it's not because but those are just the things that they go through. Like I never forget, I seen an episode with a woman, and she said she was hearing voices telling her to drown her baby. This one was not some maniac, she was not a crazy person, but it was postpartum depression. It can be a very serious thing. There are mild cases and there are very severe cases where, like she said, where you want to hurt yourself. Yeah, it's not, and it's a shame because once upon a time it wasn't even acknowledged. You know, a lot of times it was just kind of brushed off, and then it's like, no, this is serious, because like you said, you know, just do what you got to do. You know, everybody just gives you a pep talk and be the best mom you can be, and it's not that easy for those women. You know what I mean? It's a mental thing. It's a mental thing. So they need help, and what you're doing is so amazing, and you are the prime example of what we should do. How everything has a purpose. So those struggles you're talking about that you went through, you see how you took that and look what you did. You are now helping others, and I've heard it so many times in so many different sermons that what we go through is not for nothing. God uses everything. He uses everything. And so while it doesn't feel good, it's like, well, what is this going to do in either my life or in the life of somebody else? You know, so even pain has a purpose, even struggle has a purpose. So how you didn't have somebody to show you, but you are showing these young women and these families what to do. And that's amazing. That is so amazing. So I love what you guys are doing.
And if in nothing else, to piggyback off of what you said, showing people what to do, because you recognize that you were without when you were in that situation, and you don't want anyone else to have to go through that. So when you recognize that, you stepped up and said, you know what, instead of being a part of the problem, I'm gonna be part of the solution, right? And that's what God calls us to do. He calls for us to stop hiding and being part of the problem, and start stepping up and being part of the solution, you know, and helping people to live accordingly, and helping people live according to his word. And what does he say and how does he?
Oh,
I think like he'll be back. But yeah, and like he's saying, and you didn't just say, hey, well, now I know, but you was like, listen, this is something that I don't want others to have to go through. You know what I mean? So it shows the type of heart that you have, because you didn't just say, okay, well, now I'm cool, you know, but you went back and said, listen, this is, I've already, and that's what it's about, you know, us going through things and like, listen, not on my watch. I want to make sure that no one else has to go through the struggles, if it's in my power, for them to not have to experience the things that we went through, you know? So yeah.
Mr. Satan is getting on my nerves today. Today, he's doing his job. He's doing his job. I can't knock him for doing his job. I can't knock him for doing his job. When I looked up and realized that he was just talking to nobody, I was so upset for a second there. No, that's good. To Tyron's comment here, I can't wait to experience the birth process with my future queen. Yes, you can, sir. Yes, you can.
Right.
It's different for men. It's different for men because for the woman, yes, she's dealing with the psychological part, and she's dealing with even the physical part. But there's a psychological part on the male's end, because when I had my first child, I waited on my wife hand and foot. Like, I didn't want her to touch nothing. I didn't want her to go nowhere. I didn't want her to do nothing. Like, I was carrying her around until I couldn't carry her no more. You know, all that different type of stuff. So yes, there is a psychological meltdown involved for a man. I'm serious. And then
I can imagine
when he was born, like I'm in the room trying to put my scrubs on, right? Because I'm thinking it's gonna take a little while for him to be born. No, like I didn't even I got one pants leg on, and I turned around. The nurse said, "Here's your baby," and I'm like, "Oh, where's the hollering and the screaming?" I'm waiting for all of this, right? Because I was mentally prepared for it, and none of that happened.
I don't think you can. I don't want to say I don't think you can mentally prepare, but you don't know what's going to happen. There is no one size fits all. So like you said, we have this picture in our head of what it's going to be. And just don't even do that because you don't know what's going to happen. Like you said, your baby literally came, bam, right out. And then you got some women who 12 hours, 2 days of labor.
Yeah.
So just pray and just go in there and that's just it because you don't know what to expect. What he said, cute.
He said,
you know what?
I'll frozen myself.
I like that.
It's something we do whenever our Wi-Fi start acting up.
I thought about even bringing up the meme, but I said, you know what?
Oh no, please.
Now might not be the time.
No, it's fine. Don't get twisted. For every time that y'all just remember, I record all of this footage. So at the end of the season, there will be a blooper reel. There will be a blooper reel. Yes.
Oh, I can imagine.
I got a nice little episode just what you take.
What? It wasn't me.
What? Oh, so you're not part of it now. Oh, it wasn't.
No, listen. I mean, yes, but yeah. Okay. Look, I already know what I throw my hands up. Like that's like that. One do something, everybody getting a whipping. I ain't got no choice. I'm a part of the crew. So I gotta take it too.
You should see them in the text message. So we got a group chat, right? You should see them in this group chat. They are going in on each other. I can't wait to release this footage. Like it's gonna be something to live for. Like they don't understand all that stuff they've been saying to each other. All the little text messages they've been jabbing at each other and punching. Oh, I'm putting it all out. I'm putting it all out there. We talk about raw truth, raw. This totally uncut. And she know what I'm talking about. See, yeah, see? Yeah. So what's next for you, Imogene? I mean, after this endeavor and God, takes it to where it needs to be, and you not necessarily say, I wouldn't say feel accomplished. She jumped out. But not necessarily feel accomplished, but you get to, what's next for you? What do you have a desire to do after this endeavor with your website?
Actually, the plan is to go to all 50 states.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in Indiana and Fort Wayne, of course, because I'm here in Fort Wayne. Mm-hmm. And of course, I gotta take it back to the hometown here.
Of course.
So the 3 major cities in Indiana, Fort Wayne, Gary, and Indianapolis. But the goal is definitely to hit all 50 cities because it's crazy. As soon as I made the website live, I started getting messages from women in different states, and I'm like, I can't do a whole lot, but you just wait. I got you. That's the goal. So
yeah, because I will say this. Let me see. I'm checking your feed for whatever reason. Jate, your mic came in hot, but I would imagine it's going to be a little bit different in each state.
Yes.
And there's going to be a different challenge for each state because each state has its own set of rules, its own set of laws. You can do this, you can't do that, you can be this, you can't, so if nothing else, if you didn't know that already, that's going to be a challenge to overcome. And it's something that you can easily overcome too. Just make sure, that you got your ducks in order and make sure you got a good legal team.
Yes.
Some people, you remember James Dillon, don't you?
I do.
You reach out to him. I would. I do all the time. I be getting free advice. I'm like, hey, dog, just in case I did something illegal, how much time would I actually get for that? He was like, boy, if you don't get somewhere and sit down. So yeah, no, but if you didn't already know, yeah, realize it's gonna be a struggle, but for each state, figure out what you got to do and then just pursue it. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's gonna be big. That's gonna be big. You got any other questions there, Jatay?
No, I don't. But of course, you will be in our prayers that God is just going to be right there with you. Like he said, there will be struggles, but we declare that you are going to overcome each and every one of them. And that vision that you have for all 50 states is definitely going to come. It's definitely going to come to pass. So
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And you know what? Wait, is it 50 states still? It's 52 states now, ain't it? Did they pass it?
It's 51 because they 51. Just DC as a state.
Yeah. Washington, D.C. is a state now, right? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You learned something today, didn't you? Uh-oh, she froze.
I did. And you just I don't even want to get into it. But for how long was it 50 states? And you see how they could just because we want to. Like,
well, I think they did it. It was some type of political reason.
It was very much political.
I forgot exactly what they was just talking about it the other day, and yeah,
it was very, very politically driven. It's been in the works for years. It's not something that they just did overnight. This is something that they have been discussing for years. The problem that was coming into play was getting the proper representation, because here you have a state within a state, right? You have the federal government inside of this zone, and then you have people that are living there, because if people weren't living there originally, that wasn't the design. People didn't live there at first, but then it became this livable place. And so you had the state within a state, and it had no representation. So that's where some of the problem was coming into play. And then, they got their own mayor, they got their own city council, school board, and all that stuff, but they can't vote. Like, they can't vote in the Senate. They can't vote for federal government. Yeah, I can barely understand what you're saying. You said something? No. Okay.
No.
She froze. No. So, yeah. But that's something that we definitely should keep up with. So are you doing anything for Juneteenth?
We are not. So we're just supporting the events around the city, and we're working on trying to get our first home to house our first single parent family. So that's what we're doing now. We do a fundraiser on like Youth Help. It's a fundraising platform that does that hosts a lot of different fundraisers for different organizations. So we have that going on. So if we are to get $25 from 200 people, we will reach our goal.
Okay, cool.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
And just in case for you all on YouTube, if you all want to donate to Miss Imogene directly, her Cash App is strolling across the bottom. Please, y'all don't understand. Being a single, I was single for maybe 6 months. I ain't like that. I'm not good at that. But being a single parent, I don't have any experience with it, right? But I know, and I've seen single parents before, and I know it can be a struggle. And every little bit helps. I mean, and it don't have to be monetary. It can just be advice, just like Imogene is doing. Advice, you have no idea when you don't know where to get the information from. That's worse than not having money, right? Because you don't have the knowledge to go get the money or the resources to help you do the things that you got to do with your children. So, so you're doing a great service. You're doing a great service.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So, well, anything else to say? I'm gonna start wrapping it up here.
No, listen, it's okay. It's that time. We thank you for being with us. Um, what you're doing is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Like, so, yeah.
Oh, I did want to tell you this. Is that me? Did I freeze?
No, you
good.
Okay. I did want to tell you today. I meant to tell you on the message, but I appreciate your let's grow messages that you put in there. I love those.
Thank you.
I love those every day because it's something that we neglect. We neglect the fact that that we're growing, that we're always growing, and we should always be willing to learn something. No matter what it is, always grow. Be willing to grow. Don't ever think that, oh, I'm done growing. No, you're not. You're not done growing. You got more to go. So
it's a forever, an ongoing thing. Yeah.
Every day.
And thank you and glory to God. Look, all glory to God. And it's funny because I share because I'm like, I know it helps me. So I was like, look, let me share this in case it's gonna help somebody else, because like you said, it's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, we will. Oh, it looks like we're gonna donate to the cause here. Look at that. Selena gonna put some money together, her own money. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, I gotta see. We're gonna put something together. Let's put a package together.
Absolutely.
And let's get something over to you real soon. Just to help, And I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but we're gonna get something to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it so much.
Yeah. So, well, with that, I said we. No.
Look, we'll go get you some food. Yeah, so you can.
Exactly. I'm starting to lose it because I am so hungry. Well, we're gonna end the show tonight, y'all. You want to do the honors with your we lit, we live, we true.
Listen, we lit, we live. Listen, and the Here We Rock. Well, if you don't cut, listen, don't. You know what?
I can't wait.
You know what? You know what? What we is we good. We good. We lit, we live, we good. We good. We rock truth for absolutely nothing at all. We encourage y'all to do the same. Y'all be blessed. Have an amazing weekend. Weekend? What am I doing? We just got off the weekend.
She said I'm ready for Friday.
That's because you messing with me. That's because you messing with me. See? Y'all have a blessed week. In Jesus' name. Ty, go ahead with your little smiley, crybaby, laughing faces. Go ahead. Go ahead. Listen, happy Monday. But no, Queen, again, we can't thank you enough. And again, God bless everything. May his hands be upon what you're doing. And guys, we thank you all for joining us for this episode of Rock Youth, Rock Truth.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It was a blessing. And that's why he froze. That's it. See? See, God know what he know when to intervene. He said, "Oh, so you want to show off?
Yeah, right.
You want to cut out?
He's like,
you want to cut out? I'll put you in timeout real quick."
Yes, he did. Hey, God know how to check you. Don't get twisted. He will check you fast. He'll pull that collar back. Remember this? Like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
He'll get you. He will remind you fast. All right. Well, y'all have a blessed night. I'm about to go eat some Chipotle.
Pick some
All right.
Bye.
All right. Have a blessed night.
Be blessed, Queen.
Thank you.